Good afternoon. It's 1:08 and today is Men That Quilt. And I am the Chocolate Lady, XOXO. And I hope that today we're going to have just a great time discovering all the different type of fabrics that are available for men that quilt, and all the different blocks that are available for men that quilt, and of course the chocolate candy bar. I hope that's the reason why you are here today, is to enjoy the Chocolate Lady, Dripping with Thoughts, XOXO. Good to see you today. And I would like to start off by mentioning that each time that I come on in the afternoons, that I always try to include a clip as an instructionary tool to help me help you with quilting and a selection of different fabrics. Today we are going to be talking about different textiles that you can use, and I would like to highlight Mr. Michael James, and later in the video I would like to highlight Susan Claire. She's been around for a long time, and what's extremely striking about Susan Claire is that her nickname is the Gourmet Quilter. That's funny, because I kind of like to think that I'm a gourmet chocolatier. So we're going to I'm so excited again. We're going to be doing that, and because I would like to have better retention of my viewers, I'm going to talk about my chocolate candies first. That will take normally about 5 to 10 minutes of your time to prepare. So today, my chocolate treat that I would like to share with you, I'm gonna let you have a peek first. I hope you think these are kind of good. Yes. Look at that. It's always a little tricky, which I kind of enjoy the rush. Will the candies fall off the tray, or will they stay where I placed them? Okay, this one here is rather interesting. It's not interesting, it's scrumptious. It has crushed peanut brittle, which I know you don't keep peanut brittle in your kitchen, but maybe you might have some left over from Christmas. So I crushed some peanut brittle. Okay, can you see them? And then I made a cookie on a cookie. I made a cookie on a cookie. That's vanilla wafers with chocolate in the inside and crushed peanut brittles. And then, just for a little fun, simplicity, I did some chocolates with a Cheerio on top. So let me just set these down, because they might accidentally fall in my mouth. Okay, so the ingredients for the easy chocolate treats, which you probably have in your kitchen, would be always some milk chocolate. Ta-da! Yes, but you don't have to use Hershey's. You can use whatever you got. Like when I make a quilt, I use whatever I got, any scraps I can find. Okay, so chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, doesn't matter. Melt some, and at a later date I will teach you. And then I had some vanilla wafers from making banana pudding. See? I have vanilla wafers. And, excuse me, someone had given me homemade peanut brittle. And so I crushed the peanut brittle up, melted the chocolate, and I had some cold cereal mix. You know those, these? I know. Cheerios. I had some Cheerios. So each time that we make the candies together, it's always something that you have in your kitchen that's easy for you to make a chocolate treat that you can make quickly and that you can eat while you're sewing. So I just wanted to tempt you to stay with me a little bit longer. So that's the reason why I showed you the chocolate treats. And if I know myself, and it's also a test, I'm going to have one at the end of the show, and you can make a comment if you think by the expression on my face that that particular chocolate treat is a winner. Okay, so let's get back to quilting. Men that quilt. So, when I first discovered that men really enjoy quilting, I thought it was always just going to be boy themes, but it's not. Sometimes, oh, I'm going to get a lot of problems with this, but sometimes I think that men that quilt, oh, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. Some of their designs are better than, oh, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. Some men that quilt, their designs are better than girls. They are. I'm sorry for saying that, but it's true. Okay, but each time that we start with quilting, we usually start with a square or a rectangle or what have you. And most of the time we use quilting fabric, but for myself, I use a lot of different textiles in my quilting. So I do want to introduce this video to you. I only can show a short clip, but at a later date, would you please go and watch the entire clip featuring Mr. Michael James. So give me a second, and I want you to enjoy one of two clips with me, please.
I think it's easy to allow yourself to be discouraged. And sometimes it's a voice in your head that's discouraging you, and sometimes it's other people's indifference or lack of interest that discourages you. And I think first and foremost, you have to believe in what you're doing. And that's the biggest motivator, the biggest reason for doing it. And of course, you hit walls every once in a while where you start to doubt, and you just have to be persistent. You've chosen a path, whatever that path is, and sometimes there'll be obstacles, and you have to find a way around them, over them, under them, through them. But I think it's a level of dedication that you bring to something that you love doing.
So welcome to
Yes, I hope you enjoyed that clip. And basically the reason why I wanted to share that initial opening with you featuring Michael James is because when we are a new quilter, or even when we are a seasoned quilter and we are a guy, sometimes we hold back on our creativity. And I hope that you can take the words of Mr. Michael James at heart, and when you're quilting, go for it. Just allow everything that you have inside to just be what you want. Don't stay inside of a box. Whatever you do, do not stay inside of a box. Okay, so what I want to talk about is that earlier I was talking about how a lot of our quilts start with squares or rectangles. Squares or rectangles. Okay. And darn it, I had a page marked in here, but the paper fell out. But the bottom line is that it talks about the road to Oklahoma. And when you look at it, the block itself, sometimes it looks like it's just a square. But then depending on how you do your block, how you turn your block, then it can have movement to it, much as the quilt that is behind me has a lot of movement to it. And I'm trying to speak a little bit faster because, like the guy that was talking about Mr. James, he was talking so slow, just like I usually do. And someone told me, don't do that, XOXO. So I'm talking a little bit faster today. So in essence, what I would like to do right now is introduce you to Susan Clare, where she's going to talk to you about the road to Oklahoma. And I hope that, without a doubt, especially if you are a beginner quilter, that you will visit her video and attempt to make her this road to Oklahoma quilt. 1 second, please. Bear with me. We're having a lot of fun today, and I'm going to try some chocolate.
Hello. Today I'd like to show you how to make a block called Road to Oklahoma. I've been having a look through some of the traditional blocks, fairly simple blocks, things that I can make using 2.5-inch squares. And this one came up, and it's actually a fun block. It's not one I've made previously, but I've made a small quilt using 4 of the blocks, so that you can see this is actually one block, a quarter out here. And so these, when you get 4 of these together, they form this star, and this other line of squares will form a nice chain. So on a larger quilt, it could be very exciting. And of course, you don't have to do it in these colours. You could do it in scrap, you could do it in all sorts of different colourways and things. So I just thought I'd show you today how to make the block. So the block's going to measure 8.5 inches square, so an 8-inch finished block.
I hope you enjoyed that. She was talking about the road to Oklahoma, and it's extremely simple the way that she presents it. And I hope that you take the time to visit her video, and do send me a message, a comment, that if you did enjoy her video and if you're going to try to make the block. And then I have something else I want to share with you, and here it is. This is the road to Oklahoma, okay? And it is inside of this book here. And I have some good news for you. If you would like to have that book for free, yeah, I know, it's always a catch. The only catch is that you will say nice things about me. Then I will send this book to you. And I will pay the postage this time because I'm trying to make a big impression on you. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is that I have my boxes, my chocolate boxes, and I would like to show you one that is geared towards men. And I hope you like this box. Now, what I didn't start to tell you is that some of my boxes are ugly beauties, and this one here classifies as an ugly beauty because I'll show you. This fabric here, take a look. Hey. Oops, my fingertips pushed the wrong button. Okay, bear with me. There's no clip coming, there's no video coming up on the video. Okay, look here at this ugly beauty. Okay, and if you notice right here, you see this color is kind of like it's gray, but kind of like in the background of the gray, it has maybe like a little lilac in it. Okay, so in this box, I'm all over the place today, but it's okay. Enjoy it. Oh, hey men, understand that most of your mates say, oh, you're so messy. Guess what? I'm messy too, but I get things done. And you could tell your mate, hey, I'm messy, but I get things done. I accomplish a lot, and I do too. So I want to show you this chocolate box. I'm going to show it to you again. Oh, did you see this color in there? Look at this. Isn't that pretty? Okay, that's my point. This one is pretty. This one is so-so. But it's going to be pretty when you put it all together. And, one second, I'm touching things. And look at this one. Now, I don't kind of go for this too much. It's kind of one of these fabrics that I call an ugly beauty. But when you add this, one second, like that, you see this color here? It kind of sneaky gets this color. And then when you add I have very long fingers. I think I can hold these. When you add that black, you see the black right here? It kind of brings everything together. But what's more exciting, I can't hold all these. I got to put them back in the box. But what's more exciting, look. When you add all those together, this box is ugly beauties, but it's going to make an outstanding quilt. And I'm hoping that, I think my camera is jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm hoping that you will find my ugly beauty chocolate boxes stunning. A stunning quilt when you put them all together. Okay, so also I would like to be your source for 108 quilt backing. And what I have here is a huge piece of fabric. That, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm making a big mess. That huge piece of fabric is 108, excuse me, is 108 by 108. And that's just plain white. But for me, I might want to choose something like this. I'm sorry, here I am. I might want to choose something like this for the back. Or if you want to be traditional, you can use white. I have another color, but I'm not going to show you because I don't want to. But I'm nervous today. I'm going to eat a piece of chocolate. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have this one. I'm just going to have a little nibble. This one is so good. It's just plain cookie with chocolate on top and Cheerio. See? That's what you call a sewing break. Okay. The last thing I want to comment on is that I always usually put some cozy on the back of my fabric, on the back of my quilt backing. And I have some here that I've been utilizing in previous videos, and it's not very far from me, so I'm going to share it with you. But if I had these ugly beauties, these here, okay, then I could add some of this. I could add some of that on the back. Either you can make big squares, like a checkerboard print, or you could put a big piece of this cozy in the middle, or you could do long strips, whatever. And then plus, and I also have my cozy in 108 by 108. And if you're interested, leave a comment or email me or contact my website, and I will tell you what colors I have in the cozy in the 108 by 108. So to make it a really, really beautiful, outstanding quilt, you could use this on the back and this, and I don't know, I would be tempted to add some white as well on the back to complete this. Okay, so that is, you know what, this show is so messy today, I can't stand it. I can't, and I don't even care, because I know at the end of the show it's a good show, and I just hope that you find me sincere enough, and that you like my fabric, and you love my, wait 1 second, and you love my candies. I made these for you. I made these especially for the guys, because I know that you like to eat Cheerios. Look at this one. Look at this one I bit off of. I can't believe it. Okay, I'll take it down. But I just want you to make sure that I don't care. I do care, but I want to show you. These are my candies, and And notice that they're beautiful and they taste good, and that they will satisfy your sweet tooth when you're sewing, and that I made them, and I'm a little bit messy, but they're a winner. And when you make a quilt out of my ugly beauties, your quilts will be a winner as well. So that's our show for today. I am keeping everything nice and precise lately because I want to. No, the real reason is because there's so much going on in the world with the fires and the bad weather, and trying to find more fabric, that I know that I probably should start to wrap things up a little bit. And every time I say, oh, I'm wrapping up my show, I have one more thing to tell you. Okay, so this is how we're going to end the show. I mentioned to you about ugly beauties and how you can take different fabrics and put them together, and they kind of look like they won't go, but they do. Well, look here. I don't know if I told you, but I enjoy watercolors. So I did this painting. I was trying to paint a scene, okay? But take a look at this. Okay. If you notice that there's a lot of colors in there, I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. Can you see a little bit of yellow? And then, do you see that crazy blue that seems like it's a little bit too bright? But all the other colors kind of go together. But this entire painting actually looks nice. And then here's one more thing. I'm going to go back to this in a minute because I need to make another comment. Okay? Now look at this one. Okay, so I was trying to paint flowers and they came out so terrible. So what I did was, whenever I paint and I'm not happy with my paintings, instead of putting them in the trash can or hiding them under my bed, sometimes I just cut up my paintings like this. But I cut them up a little bit better, okay? I cut them up in perfect rectangles, but just for today, I'm sharing this with you, okay? And then I fold them in half, like this. And if I meet somebody and they ask me for my phone number, then I give them my phone number. I say, here, okay? And then when they open it, they give my phone number. And then this is something that didn't go in the trash can. And same thing with this one. So just fold it in half and put your phone number inside. And that's the same thing what happens when we make we start to make a large quilt and we never finish it. And then we decide that we want to make a wall hanging. We multi-purpose our idea that didn't come to completion of our original idea, but it was still had some use to it and some beauty to it, and we used it for something else. So that's it. I hope to see you on next Fridays at 108, Mend That Quilt, and hopefully more ladies will join us in the background. And on this coming Sunday, we will be talking about the history of quilting, burial quilts, memorial quilts, Mondays, 108 for homeschoolers, and Wednesdays for women and men. If you want to come and be in the background, you can. Wednesdays at 108. Okay, and then back to Fridays again. Mend that quilt. I hope you had a good time today, all the men out there, and I really did think of you with the Cheerios. Last week when I made the candies, if you want to look at one of my old videos, I did purpose. I know not all men drink bourbon, but some do. Last week I did make some bourbon chocolate candies for you, and I'm just really excited to be your source for 108 by 108 quilt backing, and your source for Ugly Beauty chocolate boxes, and your source for